Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So till now we have heard and used lot much in Microsoft Foundry for lot many things, and we were able to do those things because we were having an Active Azure subscription. Now what if you want to use LLMs but you don't have an Active Azure subscription? If that is the case, then this video is for you. So I will be introducing a new tool called Foundry Local. This particular tool is still in preview, and this tool allows you to run LLMs locally on your own machine for development purposes. Now there could be hundreds of reasons why you want to run them locally, or maybe you don't have any specific reason but you still want to try this out. So that is also perfectly all right. So right now this particular tool is available only on Windows and macOS. So if you are with Linux, then you may have to wait a little bit longer, but for Windows and macOS this is the right time to get started. And this feature is very useful, especially in the scenarios where you have very limited internet connectivity, or wherein you have a data privacy issues, wherein you don't want to share your data over some other's cloud, or you don't want to spend extra just for the inference which is running on the cloud GPUs. So in that case, all these scenarios can be handled very easily on your local machine. So I will show you how you can get started with this cool tool. But before that, let's understand the main key components of this particular tool. There are three key components, I would say, which are making this tool very useful. The Foundry Local architecture, which I am showing over here, consists of three main components. The very first one is the Foundry Local service, which you can see, and it is OpenAI compatible. It means that we can use OpenAI SDK to interact with this, to play with this particular service. And Foundry Local service provides a very standard interface to us for working with the inference engine. So as a developer, we will be using an API to send requests, to run models, to get the results programmatically from the model. And all this can be done in very smooth and very easy way. The thing which is making this possible is the endpoint. So now we have seen that whenever we are making an HTTP call, we are having some sort of endpoint which we are using it. But in this case, as everything is local, running locally, we don't have any fixed endpoint here, but it does use an endpoint which will be dynamically allocated. So whenever we are running this particular service, an endpoint will be generated, or you can say dynamically allocated, and the same endpoint will be used to talk with our model. And if you are using Integration SDK, then the best part is you need not to specify the endpoint, because it will be discovered automatically at the runtime. Coming on to the second component, which is the Onyx runtime. Here you can see on the center. You can think Onyx runtime as a heart of this entire process, because it is the Onyx runtime which is making this local inference possible. This runtime runs optimized model on the local hardware using like GPU, NPU, or CPU, whatever it is having. It is going to support all three of these, and it also supports providers like major providers, Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, and all these. So whatever the provider you are having, it should work here seamlessly. The third component here is the model management. As its name suggests, it manages the model through the model cache and the CLI. So the cache component here, you can see it is having multiple models, 1, 2, and K, which means that you can download multiple models, keep it in the cache, and use it whenever you want to use for inference. And all these things can be done either through this Foundry CLI or REST API. Is totally on you. But one thing to remember here is about how this life cycle works. So whenever you want to use any model, first you need to download it. You need to load it into the memory, run it, unload it once you are done with that, and then delete it if you really want to free up some space on your machine. Now, the most important question is how you can download these models. So for downloading the models, you have two different options. The first one is using the Foundry Local, and the second one is using Olive. Let me quickly show you both of these options. So the very first option is using the Foundry Local. So you can go to foundrylocal.ai, and if you're using Windows, then first step would be go ahead and install Foundry Local on your local machines. So I have opened up my Windows PowerShell, and here I'm firing this particular command. So this command will go ahead and install Foundry Local on my machine. But if you are with Mac, feel free to use Brew to install this. Now this will take just few seconds and I have already done it, so you didn't see much of these steps over here. Second is to run the model. Click on this one, and I'm going to try this model, but if you want you can try other models as well. So click on this models, and here you have a bunch of models for your use. So there are multiple pages, and make sure that those are CLI supported, SDK supported. So that thing you need to see using these tags. So I'm going to use this particular model, which is Quen. It is small, but it should be sufficient for us to demonstrate few things. Okay, so once the model is, so again, like I said, I have already downloaded it, so you are not seeing lot many steps. It is simply loading it from my memory. And once everything is done successfully, you will see that prompt is ready, the interactive mode is ready, where you can simply start chatting. So I can say hello, how, and it is saying hello, how can I assist you today? It means that model is up and running and we can play around with it. So this is one thing. You can try to generate some code, you can talk, whatever you want. I'm simply going to exit it right now, and I want to show you few key commands which would be very useful if you are going with the CLI. So the very first one here is Foundry help. So as soon as you will type help, you will see that there are very limited commands, but whatever it is showing are very useful ones. So that is the very first command you need to make a note. Second command here is if you want to see what all models are available in your local Foundry Local. So for that you can say Foundry model list, and it will list down all the models which are available as part of the Foundry Local. So this is the first step which we are seeing here. So these are the models here you can see, and where it is going to run, what is the size, what all things it can do. Let me open it like this, so here you can see it better. So it will list down all the models which are available right now with your Foundry Local. Now let's say you want to try out some model from this list. So for that you can say Foundry model run, and then provide the name of the model which you want to try. So I will try this one. And you can see that it started downloading that particular model. And once model is ready, you can go ahead and just play with it. So this is one way wherein you can use the models which are already available in your Foundry Local. The second attempt here is, what if you want to use a model which is not available in this? In that case, we have a capability called Olive. So go to this particular GitHub IO, and here you can see the documentation. It's very short and small. And here you can see if you want to use Olive, you need to install these two dependencies first. And once the dependencies are installed, you can simply fire this particular command. So Olive optimized. Then you need to provide the model name or the path. So in this case, they are taking this particular model, but you can take any other model. So one thing to remember here is there are three different options you have. The very first one is either you can pick up some model name from the Hugging Face repo, or you can also use the model which is already downloaded on your local machine and you want to optimize it. And the third option is, if you're having an Azure subscription, you can also go with the Azure AI model registry. So all these three paths you can define it over here. Then you need to define the precision, whether you are going with FP16, FP32, int 4 or 8. And here comes the output path. So this is the path on your local machine where you are going to store your optimized model. So once this is done, again you are good to go and use this model. So this is very easy thing. Next thing is, let's say you are not a CLI lover, you want to do everything with SDK. So in that case, I have few things for you as well. So go ahead and install this particular package, which is Foundry-Local-SDK. And once this is installed, then comes the basic things which I will show you. So before getting into how to use or create your own agent, I will quickly point you to some of the key classes here. So the very first thing here is that you need to import Foundry Local Manager class. So this particular class provides methods to manage models, cache handling, and the Foundry service. So make sure to go ahead and instantiate it, and then we need to say the start service. Here comes the catalog, so it will list down all the models which are available in your catalog. So let me quickly trigger this one, and here you can see that there are total 57 because we're just getting the length. So it is showing that there are 57 models available in your Foundry Local. Next thing I want to show you is this part. So here what we are doing is along with the Foundry, so initially we didn't pass anything, but this time we are also passing the alias model and the bootstrap true. So bootstrap true tells that as soon as this instance is created, go ahead and load that model into the memory. So here if you will see alias or model ID to download, and use this only if your bootstrap is true. So if you don't want to bootstrap, you can also set these things later on in further steps, which I will show you. So here is the same way what we have done in our CLI. So what we are doing, instantiate my manager, then get me the list of all the models available, and this is the model which I'm interested. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying load the model here using the manager. Download the model first. If it is not there, then load it. Once it is done, display me the information. Then I'm saying get me the cached models, which I have already cached, because there could be 57 models, but I have not cached all the 57 models, right? So this will give you little bit list or the limited list. So let me run this as well. It is taking some time. Maybe I can show you the last part. So now this is how you can make a call, how you can query that. So for that you need to use the Foundry Local Manager, pass in your model which you want to use, and here comes the OpenAI SDK part which I was talking about. So it is compatible with OpenAI SDK. So here you need to pass in the endpoint. So this is the same endpoint which is generated dynamically whenever our service fired up or the service was running. So that's why I said there is no fixed endpoint which you need to supply, rather SDK will automatically pick it from the instance of the Foundry Local. And here API key would be empty. We don't need anything, everything is local here. And here is the same syntax which you must have already used with OpenAI. This is the role, this is the content, and here we are displaying. So everything is very straightforward. You need not to change your code if you have already done something using OpenAI SDK. And here you can see the output is over here, and this output is coming definitely from our local model. I can also show you. So this part is done. Let me show you. So these are the models which are available in my catalog right now. And this is the model information. So we asked for only this particular model. So here you can see the information about this particular model here. So it is with OpenVINO because I am on Intel processor. So that's why it is saying if you are with NVIDIA, you will see something else. If you are with AMD, you will see something else over here. Then it is saying that, let's see what it is doing. So it supports tool calling and it supports templating as well. So all this information you can see. Device type is GPU. Then the models which are in cache is just these are the models which are loaded in my cache. So although there were 57 models, but here you are seeing very limited list and the models running in this service. So these are the models which are running. So in fact there is only one model which is running right now. So this is the model name, this is the file size, Apache license, and the GPU. So I hope you got an idea what we are trying to do. So go ahead and try this feature because this is very useful when you want to do everything local. You need not to pay extra just to try out something. So do let me know in comments what is your use case and what do you think about this particular feature. Thanks for watching.